Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today we have a fun little treat for you guys. We're gonna have our buddy Jim come over and kind of go through the interior with us for the DeLorean Roadster. So Jim is a super talented upholstery guy. He's been doing it for probably as long as I've been alive, and he was really excited to do the interior for the DeLorean Roadster, do the top, and try and recreate what was there. So Jim is a hot rodder as well. He has a 32 Roadster, so I think this kind of clicked for him doing this. So we're gonna have him come over, take a look at the Tonneau cover, the remnants of the convertible top, and anything else. He's been doing a lot of very high-end antique cars from this same era. So he is very good with what type of material was used, how they would have built it, different things like that. And his experience is gonna be definitely nice because we're gonna learn about the top. We just kind of set it on and we don't really know what it took to make it fit, and he's gonna actually dissect it with us. So it's gonna be a learning experience for all of us. Should be super fun. So let's get started. Yeah, so this is, yeah, they had the butt. What are these called again? The
Lift the dot.
Okay. Yeah, so I think
They're kind of oblong.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You lift and twist it.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I guess the curtains would have went probably wrapped around.
wrapped around.
Okay, I still have them, so we can. It's kind of interesting. They filled like the wiper holes that are filled here, and then there's different ones down here. I don't know if they came stock up here and they moved it down.
Yeah, up top. That's where they belong.
And you can see, I guess these holes that are here,
Side curtains.
that would have been buttons like that.
No, they're little spring-loaded caps that you push up. It sort of looks like this,
Okay.
but it has a little dick on it. You press the button, the little dick comes in,
Oh.
and then it goes in the hole.
And this is to mount those little.
Yeah, there's supposed to be one here. That's not supposed to be there. There's supposed to be one up here, here, and here.
Maybe somebody they for the custom.
For the custom deal, they added that one. They eliminated this one. There would have been one in there.
Maybe because it clips up here. Then I don't know.
Well, that was. They had an iron here.
I have that. Yep, I have those.
And then it was snapped onto the windshield, and then down here on the cowl, that one stayed snapped all the time. When you opened up the door, then it just released. It got bunched up, but then you didn't pinch it when you closed the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is. So these are the iron that they. Oh, look at that! It's gold. Never noticed that. But they were actually, I think, I found them with that, right?
No, originally they would have been straight.
Yeah, I know. They heated and bent them obviously to match those new profile at the top.
Right. I like that they brought the top to here, because you can leave a tail on it and tuck it in.
Oh, okay. Behind. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
This thing might have had an extra bow in it.
They moved the bow back or something, or?
Well, there's one goes this way and one goes that way on
Okay.
32, and that gap in there makes it look like a starved cow. So all the guys that were doing the custom tops were adding an iron bow or a wood bow in between there.
Oh.
It rounds it off.
Yeah. That makes
So I'm wondering if that's what they did, and then
Okay.
just strapped it in with those metal straps.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to sit.
Not really.
We set it on the
Possibly.
It's just on the wall.
It's possible.
This is a mess.
See, I thought it like sat down in, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I guess you could see that. Wasn't there a little piece of trim, like an end?
Yeah, there's the end right there, the hide 'em piece,
Okay.
and they put that on the top up here instead of out here.
Ah.
I don't know why. I mean, you can't put it on the front.
Right, yeah, that.
I mean, maybe you could, but you really can't.
Does anything look like it could have been?
Well, it goes over that screw.
That's what I was wondering, if that screw went through the wood and it held it in. I'll have to grab my phone. I do have photos from the front of the car.
Tough call.
Right.
This is a tough call.
Yeah. You grab my phone.
Not a great idea.
I know, that's a... Oh, actually, it looks like Dave is available. Let me call him. I'll put him on speakerphone and see
And
if
there's nothing in between here.
I don't know if you want to pick up. He just texted me.
Hey, man.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. I got my buddy Jim. I have you on speakerphone. I have my buddy Jim here, who's a long-time upholstery guy that's helping me with the 32 Roadster. So we're trying to, we're looking at the top and the original interior I have left and trying to figure out top materials and stuff. And I told him,
Sure.
I told him and showed him some of your photos that you do a lot of these type of tops on, you know, both historic cars and cars that you're making it look that way. So he was curious about, he brought his book with materials. Is there a company you deal with when you do these light colored padded tops
Well,
for material?
guys on the East Coast, it's actually really easy. A place called Electron Top. They're out of New York.
Are you using vinyl or
Delta.
canvas?
What's that?
Are you using vinyl or canvas?
Use the Stay Fast.
Stay fast. Oyster?
Yes, sir. Oyster on tan.
Okay.
All right, that was one of the questions we were trying to figure out was what was the color, because he was showing me in the book, and you know, I've seen some of your cars that, you know, are actually out in normal sunlight and it looks right, and then he showed me in the book and I'm like, I don't know, you know. So
It's a very weird color because I've had guys come in and, well, it doesn't look right. They go out in the sunlight. It's different.
Yeah,
You know,
it's totally
it's
different
always different
outside.
inside versus outside.
Yeah, inside it has like a grayish, I don't know, beigeish cast to it.
okay.
Yeah, it looks darker than what it is. Because
Yep.
out in the daylight, it's much different. I had a guy who wanted a white top. It was that 39, I guess not 39, but 40 Merc I did a couple years ago. That green one I did.
Yeah.
And that guy wanted white vinyl. I'm like, no.
No.
He's
No.
like, why not? I'm like, wrong material, wrong era. And I took a scrap I had out of one of my bags of scraps I keep, you know, for multiple things. And
Right.
I walked outside with it. This is the difference. And he basically said, all right, you do what you want. I'm like, okay.
You
Yeah.
bet.
You know, I know better.
Had you found any difficulty getting the Oyster canvas?
I haven't tried in a while. Like I got a 40 Zephyr I'm getting ready to start building the top frame here next week. I got to finish the windshield on it here this week in the dashboard. I'm getting ready to put a pad top for it. Now I was smart enough last year to buy yardage of it and have like 6 yards on hand of it for this top. But I need to find out if the availability on it here soon, because I know I got a couple more tops coming in that need to be done. But normally it's not an issue. Normally it's like, yeah, no problem. In the past, like I said, before I started doing veteran, I dealt with Electron, and they normally have it on hand with them. You know, and it's not a very common top material, and that as far as it being in mass production.
Right.
You know, the blacks, the reds. You know, like I was trying to find the top material on one of the Porsche Cayennes to use in a car I just finished up with, and I couldn't get anywhere. And then I talked to somebody else about it. Like, yeah, anything to production is getting first dibs on materials. I'm like,
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Never mind.
Yeah, the manufacturers.
I'm kind of SOL then.
Yeah, the manufacturers has got the first shot at it. The upholstery
Well,
shops
I
have
guess
to wait.
they're doing the black stay fast tops on some of the Broncos.
Well, I told Matt early on, I said, you know, you're going to have to probably go choice number 1, choice number 2, choice number 3, and depending on
Exactly,
availability, after we, you know, go through research and trying to find it, you know. If we have to give up on the Oyster and go with something else, it's a disappointment, but we want to try and get this thing together.
Like I said, definitely check out Electron.
Yeah.
They may have it. I mean, because it's not a high production material as far as what they're producing for tops. That's why they've always had it when I called them.
Yeah.
But again, what I was looking for last year was completely obscure. It wasn't, again, it wasn't a typical color. It was used on strictly Porsches and Mercedes, and I ended up going with a brown, which was actually worked out great with the color of the car. It worked out fine, but it was just not my first choice. It was my second choice.
Perfect. Okay.
So.
All right.
Let's hope the oyster's in stock, because now I got my heart set on it.
Yeah. It's like
If I had more, Matt, I'd get it to you, because I've got to have now for that 40 Zephyr.
I understand.
But I don't know if they, definitely check out those sources. Those are the main sources to check with as far as top materials go.
Okay.
Hope they have it on hand.
It went over the holes for the wiper at the top.
That's why they filled them, because this was probably flipped this way and covered the wiper hole, so they moved the wiper down to here.
Yep. But this is like a tomato steak from their backyard.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean,
Nice. I'll see if I have. That's funny.
well, doesn't it look like that? It's the right thickness. And
Kind of, yeah. Who knows what they used?
my grandmother had them all over her backyard.
So here, let me see if I have a front. I have a lot of 3/4 shots. I was hoping I had a front. So this shot's probably one of the best ones I have. Because it's probably turned on
None of the windshield frames shown.
invisible. I wonder if they kind of did that to make the windshield even up here lower, maybe.
They might have, yeah. And they brought this down quite a bit as well.
Around the stanchion.
They brought that down around here. They hid this.
Oh, that nuts hid. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
So if your side window is here, that's probably what some of this. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. That's why. Well, actually, you could kind of see a line on the stanchion here, right there, like something had been sitting right over that all these years.
And now we can figure out why that snaps there. You would unsnap it and take the top off.
Ah. Okay. And you think this thing stayed attached all the time then?
I don't know how.
Or well, there's that screw that goes in the front. So did you
Yeah,
take,
but how do you get to that screw to get it off?
or did it just shove into a hole in
Maybe,
the wood,
maybe.
which would work for a little while, but
Yeah,
You know.
then it would start to wiggle when you're driving.
yeah, open the hole up and then the wood would start cracking. And all right, so what can you dissect with your looking at the top here?
It's a very inexpensive headliner material.
That's what they used on the inside?
Yeah, it's a headliner material like from the 50s.
Oh, okay.
This would have been in the Chevys and the Fords and Buicks and
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
But
It's like a almost felt-like material, kind of? Maybe not. It's just. I know what you're saying. I've seen that in the.
Yeah, right here it is. It's got a back, but it's got like that fuzz on it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it's definitely tan. You can see how dark it was where it wasn't
Oh,
exposed.
yeah, okay. Where it wasn't exposed to the light. Yeah.
So it appears that they would have taken big pieces of that cloth and just hung it out all over the place and secured it to the car somehow, from the bow to the car.
Okay.
And then they would trim the outside, the top,
Mm-hmm.
to fit everything, and go around and staple it all together.
Oh,
And say,
okay.
this is how we're gonna do this. So inside of here, if you cut this,
Mhm.
it's got a stiffener.
Okay.
See, there's a heavy, the snaps are going through 2 layers of heavy material.
Okay.
And that was your original white, and that's just a filler piece right there. So the snap is only installed into that through the headliner.
Okay.
And then they brought it over to the sewing machine and sewed it up.
So what's the filler piece or the?
The filler is just any old thing that was laying on the floor.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a
Oh,
canvas,
yeah, I see it. Just a piece of
canvas
fabric.
material to give that snap the body that it needs through 2 layers of material
Ah.
that means something.
Right.
This is nothing. This is like, this doesn't hold much at all.
Okay.
But the bump that you see in the top there is a little piece of welting.
Oh. Now, is that by design? They want that look? Is that why they do that?
That's how you get the bump in the top.
Okay. And it's almost like a body line on a car. It's
Yeah.
like a style line, if you will.
Yeah, in order to get that, you sew a line, then you stuff that in there and you sew a line next to
Oh, okay.
it. And that's going through all the layers except for the headliner.
Ah, oh yeah.
So you don't wanna
it's like
see
a little
that.
piece of string.
Yeah. So right there is where the back stitch is.
Okay.
It
Very
doesn't
cool.
go through the headliner. That's why I say this headliner material was a loose fitting thing. So the last step would then be to put the binding on.
And this is some kind of window out of another car, I'm guessing. This windshield frame, because it's chopped. It's so short.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's like Packard or something might have had
no,
it.
I'm thinking, what the, 39, 40, 41 Ford.
Yeah, they had a pretty narrow one. Yeah.
That's what that is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'd have to check,
The
because
width.
they got a chart that has all those sizes in it, like
Oh, I
the
didn't know.
Packards and whatever.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
You know, most of them are like 27 by 7.5, but this is narrow like a Ford one.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll test fit it next and
Yeah,
decipher what's going on.
yeah, but they didn't want to look at fillers. They didn't want to look at sewing. They just wanted to see a headliner.
I like that. That's super cool.
It is.
Now, does it have any kind of padding?
The only padding is from the welt cord out. And you can see a hunk of it right there. They used cotton.
Oh, okay.
That's just a cotton material. And that keeps the snap from telegraphing
Oh,
to
okay.
the outside. You don't feel the snap.
Right. Now, was there padding in, like up more into the top?
No.
No, okay.
No, not at all.
So it's just the
around
felt.
where the snaps are.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
That gives
sure
you that clean bump.
around the
You know,
outside.
that
Right. So what's the green, like we see the green material here, is that just,
that's what they're using to keep the bows stable.
okay, and that was again just whatever was laying around?
Whatever's laying on a shop floor.
I always wondered that, I'm like, what is this green stuff? So that was,
Could be an old seat material. It could be off the roof of a Buick or something.
that's cool.
But yeah, here's evidence again that there was no stitching on the inside.
Ah,
It's all in the fillers.
that's super neat.
And the fillers are double where there's snaps.
Okay. Very cool.
Usually single where there's no snap.
Okay. That's interesting.
Just go right around there.
Yeah.
Or over, you want to go from the windshield to the,
Up any way it can hold.
Whatever will stick. There you go.
It's just a
It'll be
thought. I
easier
mean,
for you.
it'll give you some semblance of what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
so you're saying like this?
Sure. Right up and over. Keep down. There you go.
And then the tape will stick to the tape.
There you go. I think this will stay by itself pretty much.
Oh yeah, we got the lock on that side still.
Yeah. Still wouldn't hurt to get a hunk around this
Okay.
one.
This is like my favorite thing, Jim. You don't know this. Mocking up cars.
My favorite.
It's like all the coolness without the work of making it actually drive or do the.
Yeah.
You know. They put some tape across the top and it looks like a top when you squint.
You can't imagine the hours that I spend shaping tops
Really?
Just
before I do tops.
doing tape and stuff like that, like you were saying.
Yeah,
Wow.
moving the bow a little this way, moving that one a little back,
Yeah.
you know, just
believe
getting
it.
it to look just right.
Right.
Finding the right look.
And
That's
then
what it's all about.
You gotta back up,
Mhm.
look at, now it's too sharp,
Yeah.
there's too much room, this is too close to that one, it's too far to that one.
Yeah.
There's a bolt.
Right?
Yep.
Yep. Drop anything on this.
I'm more worried about the window. The material is so old. The weight of the window is gonna.
Should be on the outside of the thing.
Oh, it goes on the outside. Okay. Oh man, it's like a car again.
I know. I'm very excited to see this.
We're actually making the car look worse, but We're taking it back to the abandoned state.
Exactly. Gotta be able to visualize.
I think these snaps came into this second bow. There's studs there.
Okay, that did. Mine opened up enough for that.
So you can get an idea.
Put the snaps. Oh yes, that snap lined right up. Okay.
Now, if you pull on this bow,
I'm pretty much tight here. The fabric's tight on mine.
what I'm seeing here is all these snaps on here.
Yeah.
If you unsnap that across the back of the deck and bring that up around this way,
Oh.
you got all that airflow through.
Nice.
That's why they did that.
That's why they put these
Instead of,
snaps
what did they have before? Like you unsnapped, or did you unzipper it on some of the cars, or
No,
for the rear
on-
window?
On Model A's and 32s, it was like that from the factory. They had
Oh.
3 holes in there,
Okay.
or 3 studs. Well, actually, they had a strap, because you didn't have this bow. You had it
Oh.
strapped from here to this bow.
So this bow's been added.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then there were 3 straps going across, and then the fastener was in the strap.
Ah.
So you made all this all up, and then you brought this around, and you went through the hole, and you marked where it went. You put
Okay.
the snap in the strap.
Ah. Okay. So adding this bow is part of what makes it so rounded and.
Well, and then plus,
Full.
till you undo this, how short this is, it's probably going to line up beautifully with this.
Oh. Okay.
It's going to tell you exactly where this is going to be.
Hmm. Interesting.
If we flip that back, we can more or less unsnap it back there, as long as this stays.
That's going to be the tough part.
And bring it around. Gently.
Looking at
Into there. So
there goes
this could have probably come forward just a hair.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
A shelving rack.
Yeah, but they're old chrome.
Oh, okay.
That's what I found them with the car, and they're old chrome, just like this. And they're like the same width as these straps. So it's made me wonder, did they go somewhere or on something? I don't know. Okay. Like when we found the car, I picked everything off the ground that was around and near the car. It's like you're doing a crime scene. Everything that's around it might be a clue, you know. Yeah. I picked it all up. So these pieces have meant nothing to me. I just knew that they were old chrome and they were like the same width as the strapping on the irons that they made.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you want to go like?
Yeah.
Which was that?
Yeah, try to get it at the high point of that bow.
Start over. This material is Oh, you think that thing was it's all bent?
Oh, yeah. It's all out of whack. Yeah, there you go. That's a line. Yep. That's enough.
Okay.
That's enough.
That gives you an idea of what's going on there. Does this go? That one's in a lot better shape.
There's that.
Oh, there's the snap or screw that went up in the wood there.
here's this. It had a little bit of padding down below on this,
Okay.
just on the bottom against the body where the snaps are.
Oh, okay. So is there a better plastic that can be used for the windows now?
The stuff that you get now, I think it's, usually everybody's using the same stuff. It's called Regal Light, and it lasts for quite a while.
Okay.
The curtains that are on my car, as scratched up as they are, I can still see out of them. They ain't
Okay.
yellow. And that's 07,
Oh, okay.
so that's 15 years.
So this is just to get your hand in and open the door?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so they would have
Just
sewed
hug.
it, they would have sewed it tight there.
Yes, you can see the stitch line.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So that would have been sewed solid so the air wouldn't go in and it would do this going down the road.
Ah, and then you stick your hand in here to just open the door.
Yeah. So your handle's right about there.
Yeah.
Flip your cigarettes. Throw your quarter at the toll lead. Flip the bird at the guy that passes you on the right.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
That's cool.
But you can see on the other side where that snap was right up in here, there's a bump on the body.
Oh, okay.
And this curtain uses that snap that's way back here.
Oh, okay.
You can see just a small bit of a bump.
Wow.
There was actually two holes over on that side. One was for the vacuum line for the wafer. See, right in...
Somewhere in there is what it would have
yeah,
been.
right in about here.
Oh, okay. Yep. So that's where the original one was, but they deleted it.
Yeah. Up here, see there's a sleeve.
Oh. Now,
where
do
there's
you,
iron.
would you slip the iron out when you put the curtains on, or do you think they would stitch around the irons?
You'll have, right there, they cut it. And here it's stitched below so it doesn't ravel.
So you would pull, you'd
see it?
fish this.
This ripped right here, but normally it would have been a little pocket. And you just slip the iron up in
Okay,
it.
so you would slip the iron in each time. Mm-hmm. Understood. That's neat.
But that's, what I'm saying is, you know, it went so far and there's a stitch line there to keep it from going further.
Oh, okay.
See, that would be the bump there. And then the snap would pull it down and it would be secure.
Cool.
But this part here, I'm guessing, was going to go on the outside of the top because it's further back than the door opening.
Ah, okay. And that just
And your
keeps the
top-
weather out. And,
Yeah, your top would have been out to the opening. So in theory, when you're driving down a road, the water is blowing off and going out over the top.
oh, okay. Yeah, see, my thought would be to tuck it under or something, but no, yeah, I see what you're
Well, the only
saying.
way you can do that is if you have an inside flap that this would go against.
Okay.
And that would be like a U shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then this would fit into the U shape. That's what I did to my car.
Okay.
Because that way then the water can hit that U shape thing and just drain right back down. But
Okay.
right here there's a little, see it?
Okay, and that's for the top? Where?
This part goes up under the top.
Okay, you kind of shove it up in there or whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing holds it there.
Would it droop or anything if it didn't have a
It
layer?
would, yeah. So typically you'd put a couple layers in there to make it stiff.
Do you think this one would have drooped or?
I'm sure it would. The plastic window would have held a lot of it, you know.
Okay.
It would have held its shape just because of the window.
And what was this plastic called? You said they had a name
They
for it?
called it isinglass back in the day. Eisen.
Yeah, I was like Steve was talking about earlier, I was like, I didn't know they were using plastic for windows that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Back in the 1900s and the 19 teens and stuff.
They were
That's when
using-
they used that for the
Oh.
side curtains.
Wow.
And you'd see these old buggy looking tops and they'd have 6 diamonds sewed
Oh,
into
yeah,
the
see
back.
that? They use
What
that.
was this shit?
Oh.
Yeah.
But it yellowed like
Oh,
really
yeah.
quickly.
And got brittle. The sun burned it.
That's cool. Yeah, the back of the top, you can really see because there's something left of it. You can see that look.
Now there was a piece here. This was the quarter.
Oh, that piece over there?
Yeah. So that one's ripped out.
Is that for the driver's side, maybe?
I think it's this side. I think it's there.
It's like remnants of clothes of a caveman we dug up or something like that. Oh, look at that shape.
The curve of it, though. Look at
Oh, that's so killer.
Yeah, that's the shape I was talking about, and they would want that to the edge of the door, like that.
Oh, yeah.
So your door doesn't hit it when you open and close
Right.
it. But then that curtain could slam up against the outside here.
Right.
Right
Now, will this help you in getting, like, you knowing the radius and stuff to kind of match what
Oh,
they...
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I saved all these pieces. I'm glad. That was my thought when I was finding everything with the car. I'm like, even the scraps of fabric, if it tells you the shape of the opening, you're...
Yeah, and that goes right back around to where, right here is where it goes up over the top.
Oh, I got it here.
See, there's the
Oh,
very end
yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
And they have a little, like a...
It's like a little dog leg there, and this comes up over and goes right around.
Ah.
Here's a seam, a diagonal,
Yep.
but on the headliner material, they just folded it.
Okay.
It's
So you
not
can't
sewn.
see it, yeah.
Because they fitted all of that headliner stuff and didn't worry about seams and whatnot. They worried about the seams on the outside.
Ah.
You can't really tell. But this top was snapped up onto the bottom side of the bow.
Okay.
And this right about in here is going to be where it comes off the bow and drops down like we were looking at.
Oh, okay. And that's why in the photo you couldn't see this wing nut because
Right.
the flap covers it.
Now that's why I was wanting to get this bow to come out a little further so that it doesn't telegraph this.
Okay.
You know. But that's what they did to make that go away and to ease it in.
Yeah.
So then that material that was here just sort of swooped around and went up
Ah, okay.
and just got nailed out to there with the item.
So do you think we should add something in the top of the curtain so that they don't droop?
Well, a lot of times what I do, I make the curtains out of 2 layers.
Okay.
And I'll slip the plastic into the inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fold this outside edge and sew it right along that fold.
Okay.
This is what you do when you replace a window. You bind it and you just stick it over top of the old one and cut the old one away.
Oh. Got it.
You don't go to the trouble. But that's what we used
Yeah.
in the early days.
Yeah.
All right. But if you make that plastic go all the way to the top, it stays rigid.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what when we were first looking at them, I'm like, it looks like they droop like crazy, but
Yeah.
I guess when the plastic's new and everything's put in, it would be,
It holds its shape.
wow. Was this, so the tonneau cover, what material would they have used? The same, well, so first of all, the top would have been what material again? You were telling me off camera.
Hearts, Joan Art's hearts.
Originally, it would have been?
Yeah, they call that durable. It's a style.
Okay,
You know, like today, it's still made by Hearts, but it's called Stay Fast,
okay. But the durable,
Sonnendeck, you know.
and what was the you said the durable, like in my
It was
photos?
cotton. It was cotton.
Okay,
And it wasn't color fast. That was the
Okay.
biggest gripe. You know that little flap that goes around the back?
yeah,
If you lift that flap up, typically a top that was tan, starts out tan, will stay tan under that flap.
Ah.
And the rest of it will bleach out, there'll be no color left.
so that's why when we have the photos from, I guess it's like 53 or so when Jack DeLorean got the car, they look white because the
Yeah.
car was, how long did they take to bleach out, you think? Do you have a couple years or something, or?
My car was bleached. My top was put on in '77. It was durable from the old school,
Yeah,
and it was faded everywhere. And that car never had the top on it when it went outside.
wow.
He took it off. It had the top on it when they put the car cover on it in the garage. He had
Yeah.
5,000 miles on the car.
Yeah, so I wonder,
So it bleached in 22 years.
I was trying to maybe date the car on when the top and some of the modifications were done. So if the photo I have's 53 or 4, 53, let's say 52 or 53, and it was already sun bleached then in the photo, I wonder, was the top done 2 years before that, 3 years before that, you know? But I guess it's all dependent on how much the car sat outside or, you know, was driven with the top up in the sun. And
That's a tough call.
yeah,
Because it's an early 50s car, late 40s car. That was on the road in the 40s, I'm sure.
that's what we think. Yeah, that's what I think, because he bought it on a used car lot, and I believe from memory, he thinks it was 53, but I think it might have been 52.
Okay.
But he said he thought it might have been 53. I have a photo of the car with it might have been. I have a photo of the car with a California license plate, and I think it's 50. It's got a sticker on it. It's one of those plates, not sticker. It's stamped for 53 for the registration. So you figure he either bought it late in 52 or he bought it in real early 53. And
That old durable, if it was out in the weather for 5 years, got rained on,
yeah,
got driven, if you parked outside,
Well-
that top would fade in 5 years' time, no problem.
and again, California, the sun is a lot more harsh.
It's a lot more intense.
Yeah. So he bought on a used car lot in, let's say, 52 or 53.
Right.
So that 5 years,
48.
48, and that's
I bet
kind of the styling of the car.
I'll
is
bet you that top went on at 48.
roughly, yeah. So that would make sense why in 53 in the photos we have, it's
Well, it makes sense to me why they would do this.
with the bows.
And that headliner material was used in the 40s. I mean, that was used in the 30s.
Yeah. That could have been what they used on like a 48 Chevy, like you were saying, or something.
Exactly.
But yeah, that helps us kind of date when the car was built. That was my guess from me knowing all the styling cues, that it was a late 40s type build. Because there's so many of these cars running around, and all these old books I have from the Dry Lakes era.
Yes.
So many of the cars that are parked in the background in the Dry Lakes in the 47, 48,
They look like
they
this.
look so much like this. A lot of, the license plate treatment was something on some of them, the louvered hood. So, cool. Yeah, that kind of helps confirm that. Now, the tonneau cover here, this is a different material they used? Or is this,
I think so, yeah.
it's not that same brand as the top?
No, this is later.
Oh, okay, so this is a later type of material, you think?
Yeah. It's a lot heavier. This is like
Canvas?
military canvas.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
awning material.
Yeah.
This is like they made the sleeping bags, or the hammocks
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah.
that, the duffel bags.
Yep. Oh, yeah, the duffel bags, yeah.
Because it's got that square woven pattern to it inside
Okay.
and out.
It's got the burlap, I guess they used for the edge. That was like you were saying for the buttons, I guess?
Yeah, that reinforces it.
Yeah, I thought it was like really stiff on it.
Really heavy.
And then these buttons, there's buttons under the dash rail.
Mm-hmm.
So these actually snapped up underneath of the dash rail. The buttons are still there, the snaps. But this thing,
There's no metal in it.
up here there is, maybe that's what those pieces are for. Feel this right here, there's a piece of metal, and
Yeah, that goes all the way across.
I guess that
Well,
goes,
here, it's slid open to slide it in.
mine's stitched or gold over here. On that side. Unless those pieces we found were for something for the tonneau cover.
I wouldn't know where they go.
I don't know either.
There's no other places where it's sewn.
Hmm.
This goes around your top stands.
Yeah. Huh, yeah, I don't know.
We'll figure them out.
Now, did this stuff shrink? Oh, would this stuff shrink?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because when I set it on the car, it was like it really shrank.
Yeah, canvas shrinks. Because this would have been out in the weather too.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, like I was saying, I think it would be neat to eventually have the top, have this too, and then you could switch the car from, race trim to, And I wonder if this was done. It's hard to say. I don't know.
That
I
might
mean,
have been done way before that was done.
could have been
Yeah.
military surplus or something. It's hard to say.
That could have been done in late 30s.
Yeah.
Take it out in the lakes with no fenders.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But that makes sense if it's like military.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what it
Turkey
looks like, and
canvas.
it's heavy enough to be like duffel bag stuff.
And it was like that
Top
off.
material's not made like.
Yeah. Now that's like a. Is that kind of like what the top material color that you're showing me?
Yeah.
Is roughly about that color?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. That's so cool.
Now, is this a double or a single layer? That's a single also, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it just kind of snaps over. But
And most of the time you can only tell what color it always was when you open it up.
mm.
But they are using anything for a filler.
Yeah, I see blue.
Yeah, this is brown right here.
Oh, yeah, it's blue over here. Blue, blue, blue. Oh, they ran out and then they went to brown there.
Yeah, that's blue.
That's fine.
This is green. That's whatever's laying on the floor.
Yeah, that was from
Oh, that's big enough.
that's from a school bus or something.
School bus seats, there you go.
All right, so this is the famous leather you're talking about. So what's the story with this leather? Because we were talking about this when I got the car, and you're like, I think I got the perfect material.
Yeah, years ago, I've been in the Chevys for forever.
Right.
And I had a 63 Chevy, and I wanted a power seat.
Okay.
And a guy had this seat, it came out of a Cadillac, and it was either a flower car,
Okay.
maybe it was a hearse,
Or an ambulance or
an
something.
ambulance, it was something, but it was a leather seat with a power mechanism on it. And the power mechanism was able to be used in the Chevy.
Okay.
That's why I bought it.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
care about the leather. But what was cool about it was too good to throw it away.
Right, you start taking the seat apart.
I thought, I'm gonna love this in something.
All
So
right.
I sliced all the material off.
Oh, dude, this is.
That is freaking perfect.
This is driver's side.
Oh
So
man.
it's got, you know,
That's perfect.
Mike, can you grab the camera? It's hard for me to hold everything. So this is the driver's side.
yeah, that's the cushion, the part you sit on.
Yeah, it's just worn just a little bit, but it's got
Yeah.
that age to it that's just like you can't recreate.
No,
now.
the beautiful leather wrinkles.
A
Yeah.
lot of these wrinkles and stuff will come out once you tailor it and fit it to a seat and stretch
Okay.
it on.
But in the same breath, I don't really. That gives it that old.
Yeah,
you know.
the wrinkles give it a lot of character.
This is the driver's side. This is where a headrest was, but this is
Okay.
the
Okay.
part you lean against. The backwards.
I love the pleats. They're so cool.
I know. But see, over here it's like hardly anything.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's wrinkled up because it went up and over.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And then the
yeah,
headrest was up in here.
Right.
yeah.
But
And what era do you think this is from?
it was about a 68 or a 69.
Oh, okay. So it's a little later than I.
Yeah.
But the pleats are like perfect on it. I mean, that's.
Well, and if you put your hand behind and press on them, it's
They're nice and firm.
Yeah.
you know, you're never going to feel springs underneath this.
Wow.
So if
That's
you wanted a
cool.
skinny seat, I mean, you know,
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
That's cool. So this. So you were worried that this isn't enough to.
well, height-wise,
Mm-hmm.
with these holes in here, you're not going to get it to go the whole way up.
Oh, okay, understood.
So my thoughts were, where it starts to get wrinkly like that,
Mm-hmm.
slice it and bolster it with the plane.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you bought this years ago because it matched.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, the color's dead on.
So I got 3 of these.
Wow.
When you do that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll match.
That's
that'll
dead
be-
on.
feel the weight of that. This is what they make Harley Davidson jackets out of.
Jesus.
I'm
That's
serious.
good stuff.
Same leather company.
Wow. That's killer.
and it's flawless. You know, the back's nice.
Yeah. That's
The
awesome.
surface is,
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be great.
so I got more than enough.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
But you could have the pleats run from all the way in the back, all the way to the front edge,
Yep.
and then use this as a smooth
Across
perimeter.
the front, yeah.
Kind of like how the Pagoda City Coupe is. That's similar, isn't it?
No, he's got it at the bolster. He's got it like under your legs.
Oh,
He's saying you could bring this all the way to the edge and then on the front
okay. I
area,
gotcha.
right?
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
yeah, it would just,
Go across. Yep.
Yep.
it would go down the front,
Yep.
and you would utilize, where'd it go?
What's that? The other piece?
I saved the welt, which is leather.
Oh.
I sliced it right next to the welt, so we could use that over again.
Perfect.
So this, you were saying, this is the bottom.
This is the cushion.
So the top, you're saying putting some kind of bolster across the top of the seat.
Yeah, let me have this side. This would go on here,
Okay, yep.
but it's never gonna make it up over.
Right.
So you come up about 2/3 of the way, and then
Put a
put
smooth
a
bolster.
smooth bolster
Yeah.
over.
Cool.
But this could be plain, or pleats all the way to the edge. I think it's killer.
This is awesome. I've been really psyched on this. I've been telling these guys about it, your story about it forever.
Heard it a few times.
Yeah,
Good, now we saw it. Oh, that's
I
gonna be
wanted
good.
the power mechanism. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, you're smart enough to save this stuff all these years for the right car. And
Well, it was
We
Cadillac.
found the right car.
yeah.
It was Cadillac, and you know the weight of it, and the type of foam that's in there. It's a forever seat.
Yeah. All right, so thanks to Jim for stopping by and kind of doing some investigation on the top and the upholstery that was in this car. Jim is going to be obviously doing the interior, and just having an idea of what was done is going to help him with his game plan in the future. It also kind of helps us with what materials we need to order and anything that I need to do in the meantime. So one thing we did figure out in the meantime is that we went up and checked. I had some spare bows for a stock 32 Ford that I had gotten years ago, and we were going to just cut them down like we thought maybe they did back in the day. Upon looking at those, we realized that the bows were actually quite different than what the car has, and these may have been something that were made like that were military surplus, or something that was just made one-off. We don't know, but they do not match at all what the ones that were out of the car originally would have looked like. So I'm gonna have to go and take the bows, get them actually done and bent by like a buggy maker or something. Luckily, we're close to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is kind of like Amish country, and they're still using a lot of horse and buggies. So there are still people that are doing those bows where they would actually bend them for you to match an old one. So I'll have to get that done. And Jim's gonna work on getting some material, and then hopefully in the spring we're gonna bring the car to Jim with all the old top remnants and side curtains, and he's gonna work on getting us a top and interior that is very close, if not identical, to what it would have had back in 53, 54 when we have those photos that Jack DeLorean had it parked right in front of his childhood home. So thank you guys for following along. It was really a treat for me. I love this history stuff with the old hot rods. Today was very fun. Thanks. Catch you later.